Time for the main event!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So about 4 days ago, I posted a poll up on the channel and it said, or asked the question, are you still playing WWE 2K26? And it got about 10,000 votes and I was really shocked at what got the most votes. So we'll go over that today. And it kind of leads me to believe that 2K27 might be in a world of hurt if they don't try a few things I'm about to suggest in the later half of this video. We're also going to talk about the Ringside Pass and how I feel about it so far now that we're halfway through, because we're literally about to get Ringside Season Pass 4. I just finished up and unlocked everything for Ringside Pass Season 3. I have mixed feelings on it, so we'll talk about that a little bit here too. Then we're going to talk about the current gaming landscape and how I feel that if 2K27 doesn't do what I'm about to suggest, like I said earlier, I don't think it's going to do very well financially. So without further ado, let's get into today's topics. Alright, so here is the poll in question that I asked about 4 days ago, as I said in the beginning of the video. It says, are you still playing WWE 2K26? The first option is yes, every day at 14%. I'm shocked that a lot of you keep playing it, but some people, it's the only game they buy every single year, and well, it's the only thing you buy, it's the only thing you're going to play. So that makes sense. A lot of people love these franchises and haven't been playing them since the original, so they're not burnt out on it, like a lot of us are. The second option is off and on, waiting on DLC, and I feel like this is where 90% of content creators are at, and this is at 27%. Most of us content creators, every time there's an update or a patch or something, we come back, we play the game a bunch, test everything out, make a bunch of videos, and then we move on to something else as we're waiting for the next patch. It's pretty much the cycle of the 2K games. Anyway, and then the next one is no, I moved on / done with the game. So that's at 11%. So a lot of people have moved on, are starting playing something else, or maybe returned the game, or they're just done. They just moved on. They don't care what they do with the game going forward. That's at 11%, off of 10,000 votes, by the way. And then the last one, which sparked this entire video, was at 47% said they never got the game. They never picked it up. This kind of like made me sit back and go, wow, why didn't they not pick it up yet? Well, if you look at the entire landscape here, there's multiple options here. Option A, there's a lot of people still on last gen that couldn't buy the game because, well, they dropped off last gen and they're only doing current gen, so PS5, Series X, and PC. Option B, there was the Ringside Pass fallout, like people seeing a battle pass in a yearly release game, and the way the first pass was where your wrestlers were locked all the way up to tier 20 that you paid extra for, even though they fixed that, they righted the ship, you get them right away now. The damage had been done, and I think a lot of people pretty much wrote this game off and don't follow it anymore. They're done. They don't care. So that's option B. And then option C is that, well, there's so much content in these games, like 2K25, 2K24, a lot of people are probably still on 2K25 trying to complete or do everything in that game. If you're like me and you play multiple games, I mean, one wrestling game could last you years. Years. And the fact that they shut the servers down for each game, it's stupid. It's like you could still make sales off of the old games. You can make sales off of 2K25. You can make sales off of 2K24, 2K23. I don't know why they delist them. It must have something to do with the licensing for all the wrestlers and everything they put in there. Maybe if it goes past the time frame, they have to pay those wrestlers more money, which doesn't make any sense because it should be included with the sales, of the game. Like if this game does X amount of sales, you guys get this percentage and whatever. I don't understand how that whole thing works, but I have a feeling because there's so many different contracted wrestlers in the game that have to get paid for their likeness, I have a feeling that has something to do with it. But it just blows my mind. 47% have still not picked up the game, and we're already into the Ringside Season Pass 3. And another reason, option C or D, where I forget where we're at now, let's just call it option D. Another reason could be the fact that they see this Ringside Pass. We're all the way to Ringside Season Pass 3, and they're like, holy crap, I'm way behind. I'm just going to wait for 2K27. Because even though you can unlock them whenever you want, they don't lock out, they don't run out or anything like that, you still have to come into the game, and you're literally starting at level 0, and you have to get all the way to tier 40 3 times. 3 times, so 3 separate times if you buy it now. If you wait until Ringside Season Pass 4, 5, and 6 come out, you're going to have 6 Ringside Passes that you're grinding to level up to get all the content if you buy the premium version. Isn't that crazy? Like, if I hadn't bought the game yet, I'd be like, oh man, I'm way behind. I might just stick with 2K25 and wait for 2K27. See, that is where the Ringside Pass is a double-edged sword, and I feel like they didn't really think this through. It's like, oh yeah, but you can complete it whenever you want. Yeah, that's true. But if you see a player who's finally done with 2K25 and wanting to move up because the game 2K26 is on sale, but they know about the Ringside Pass and how far behind they are, they might just be like turned off, like, you know what? Nah, I'll just wait for next year's game. That's a looming thing. That's what I said this before the game even came out, that they put so much crap in these games for you to do. Eventually the games are going to eat themselves, and nobody's going to buy the next one because they're going to be still playing 2K26. If it wasn't for the channel, unless 2K27 does something crazy like add create a story or a bunch of new creation features or an overhaul of how the game looks visually, I wouldn't buy it. Like, I would be still playing 2K26 because they added body morphing. I'm good. 200 character creation slots, body morphing. The characters look better than they ever have as far as like creative characters are concerned. I'm good. Like, it has all the match types. It has ragdoll physics. I wouldn't need another wrestling game until they do a massive overhaul of everything. I'm good. I'm content. And if I could figure out mods like Mr. Dubs, shout outs to him, I probably wouldn't buy the next 10 games unless they did something crazy. And that's where I fear the franchise is at. If they're not careful, nobody's going to want 2K27 except for the diehards, the ride or die fans of the franchise, and the people that love just making content for these games. We're going to probably be the only ones that buy the game because we want to cover it, we want to play them. So that being said, I have some suggestions for 2K27, and a lot of you will probably love it, or a lot of you will probably hate it, but I think it needs to happen if 2K27 is going to be a success, or if you want anybody to even give it a shot. So I don't know if you guys have been playing Dead or Alive 6. I've been covering that on the channel. The next video, in fact, is going to be talking about that game. There's some cool new stuff coming into there. But in Dead or Alive 6, they have a version of the game that's free to play. That's called the Core Fighters, where it rotates the fighters around, it rotates the modes around. I feel like that could be an option for 2K27 to get people's foot in the door to at least try out the game. I'm not talking about like a trial version or like that. I'm talking about a legitimate free-to-play version because they have all the free-to-play elements in the game already. Literally, you just have to get rid of that barrier of entry. If you look at the current console landscape, consoles are almost $1,000 now. And they might be by the time 2K27 comes out. You're going to need to do everything in your power to get people in the door because people's money is going to be tighter than ever. They're going to spend way less money than ever. And since you put so much content into 2K26, they might just skip 2K27 altogether because they just simply can't afford it. And there's other games they'd rather play. Like, who knows what's coming out at the beginning, first half of next year. We could get a new Pokemon. We're getting Tomb Raider. We're getting a bunch of other stuff. Who knows? People might still be playing Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto Online might launch early next year, right around 2K27. There's so many various factors that if you want people to get into 2K27 day one, you kind of need a free-to-play version of the game. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to get the paid versions of the game because Dead or Alive 6 does this. They have the free-to-play version and they have a paid version where you get all the characters. You don't get all the costumes, but you get all the characters. There's multiple routes that they could do this. It'll be really confusing, but a free-to-play version of the only wrestling game in town would speak volumes, and it would get people in the door to try out the game. Right now, they currently have a $70 barrier, unless it's on sale, of course, to get into the game. That's a lot of money for anybody. Like $70, and it'll probably be $80 next year for the base game, and probably $160 or $170 for the top tier edition next year. Thanks to Grand Theft Auto 6, by the way. So I'm really curious how they're going to approach 2K27, and I have a feeling that they're going to have some sort of free-to-play version of the game to get people in the door. I'm not talking about a demo. I'm not talking about a trial. I'm talking about a legitimate free-to-play version of the game. You know they could do it. It shouldn't be that difficult. And it would really, I think it would really help the game going forward, because then people could just pick and choose the wrestlers they want. If they let them buy them individually, oh my god, imagine how many SKUs there will be on the storefront. You can buy Stone Cold for $2.99. You can buy Denhausen for $2.99. Again, this doesn't mean we're not going to have a paid version where everything's included. I'm just saying they need to do something to get people in the door next year. Because if they're going to charge $80 for 2K27 baseline edition with nothing, none of the bells and whistles, I think it's in trouble. Oh, all right. So let's switch gears here. Let's talk about the Ringside Pass, because we're about halfway through. So we're about halfway through the Ringside Season Pass, and I have mixed feelings about this. I kind of like it, but I also can't stand it. I'm like right in the middle. I like the fact that it gives us a bunch of extra content like virtual currency, moves, creation parts, persona cards, and all that kind of stuff included with that $10 price tag for each Ringside Pass. We get 4 main lane wrestlers. What I don't like about it is how it forces me to play the game in a way I don't want to. I just want to create wrestlers and play as my wrestlers and play universe mode. Doing what I do in the game should unlock Ringside Pass points regardless. Like, if you spend 20 hours or 100 hours in the Create a Wrestler and you get 0 experience points for the Ringside Pass, that's ridiculous to me. It's like, give us something. Every wrestler you upload, right, that to the online servers should give you some RXP, or however many people download your Create a Wrestler. So let's say you have a Create a Wrestler, it gets downloaded 100 times. Let's see, it gives you a ton of RXP. There's ways to go about this to really reward people for creating wrestlers. I spent over 40 hours making wrestlers, and most of that time I didn't get any Ringside Pass points, obviously, because I was just making wrestlers. Now, I do go and test them out. I play them in universe mode. But for the most part, most of my time, I'm not earning or unlocking anything. And that kind of looms over in the back of my mind, where it kind of forces me to go play the modes I don't want to play to unlock everything. I hate that. It just annoys me the crap out of me. So what I would do for 2K27 is throw out the Ringside Pass, bring back the SmackDown Mall, and bring back a player level system to where you have an overall level that's tied to the server. Otherwise, if you lose all your data, you have to restart from level 0 each time. So it has to be connected to the internet, which is stupid, I know, but it's the only way to keep it safe from your save getting deleted and all that kind of stuff. So if they do that, like in Dead or Alive 6, I don't know if you guys have ever played those games. I've been covering them on the channel too. Go check them out. It's a fun fighting game with certain physics, if you will. In that game, they have an overall player level to where everything you do in the game, you level up. Like every fight you do, you level up your player level, and you get to unlock extra things. There's titles. You get points to unlock costumes, all that kind of stuff. They could go that route where they have in-game currency. They could just use virtual currency if they want everything tied to that. And every time you level up, or every time you do X amount of matches, or do certain milestones like in-game achievements, basically you get a bunch of virtual currency to go spend on the SmackDown Mall. I think that's a route to go. They could have the max level be 100. And then once you reach level 100, you should have enough points to literally buy everything. If you don't want to have to wait to level up, you can still go spend virtual currency to unlock everything in the SmackDown Mall outright. I don't know, having everything tied to a Ringside Pass is really, I don't know. I just don't like how it forces me to want to go play the game a certain way, but I also like it because I get extra content. You see what I'm saying? So they have to find that balance. If it was me, if I was a developer, I would just toss it out and bring back the SmackDown Mall and test that out. Because the whole concept of a Ringside Pass / Battle Pass has literally hurt this game so much that people won't even touch it, or they're just waiting for the next game to see what happens. Because as I said earlier, let's say you just bought the game and they're at Ringside Season Pass 3, you're 3 seasons behind. You're going to feel a little pressure regardless if you care about it or not. Like, oh man, I want to get my content that I paid for before they shut the servers off. I'm going to go force myself to play to get that stuff instead of going and playing the modes I want to play. So now you're kind of directing players in a direction of the game that shouldn't be directed, because they're going to fear of missing out the stuff they paid for, like the virtual currency, the extra stuff, the extra content that comes with it. Obviously, you get your wrestlers right away, but I'm talking about like the persona cards. Like if you want Kane and Brock Lesnar, you're going to have to hurry up and get through that Ringside Pass before eventually, in a couple of years, they'll shut the servers off and you won't be able to get those anymore. Like, we don't know how they're gonna do that. We don't know what the fallout of that's gonna be. Like, if they shut the servers down 2 years from now, can you still get your paid DLC? That's what I want to know. If they shut the servers down, can you still get the virtual currency and all that? Well, virtual currency gets shut off when they shut the servers down, but you see what I'm saying? Obviously, you can't play the island mode. Obviously, you can't play My Faction, and you can't use community creations. But can you still download and access the paid content you paid for, like the wrestlers, like the AAA wrestlers, like Matt Hardy and Demolition and Kelly Kelly? Can you unlock all those still? Let's say if you buy the game after the servers get shut down. Obviously, they delist the game too, but some people will still find it out there physically. Some people will have it downloaded. Can we go back and download? Or if we, hypothetically, let's say you never finished all the Ringside Passes and you didn't buy 2K27. You load up the game after they shut the servers down. Can you still get your content that you paid for if you didn't redeem it? That's where they need to figure that out, because I have a feeling there's a massive lawsuit that could happen down the line if they don't figure that stuff out with this game especially. Anyway, I blattered on long enough. Thank you for watching. How do you feel about the Ringside Pass now that we're halfway through? What are your fears with the gaming industry going bonkers with price increases? And do you think 2K27 should have a free-to-play model? 3 questions. Sound in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and stay frosty.
For a fight and is delivering one now.